We are here on day one of the junior women's round robin. We have Vortex and Eclipse, both teams out of BC. We're just getting ready. Vortex is going to be pulling to Eclipse. You can see Eclipse is in the dark there and Vortex in the white shirts. I'm in the booth joined by Brett Tan. Hi Brett, how's it going?
I'm good. Hi, Bobby. It's great to be here. We have an exciting matchup ahead of us. These are arguably the two top teams out of BC, and so a clash of the heavyweights is exactly what you want to see on day one.
Yeah, we talked to both coaches before the game started, and both of them said there's a mutual respect between these two teams. This is the game that they really look forward to. This is what they practice for. They meet each other a few times each year, and it's always a great game.
Absolutely.
And there goes the horn, so we're ready for the opening pull.
Yeah, both teams with no secrets. They know each player on the opposing team. Some of them are friends. A lot of them are rivals, and so we can expect nothing less of an intense match between these two.
We do have two observers this game, Justin Lee and Rob Landry, so you'll see them out in the orange shirts there. And here we go with the opening pull. Centered off to the side. Good movement so far coming out from the handlers. You can already feel the intensity from this game. They're moving the disc quick. Oh, little bobble there, but she hangs on, swings it back to the center, but we have a call on the field.
Absolutely. Vortex not wasting any time, immediately jumping onto Eclipse with their zone look. They must know something at this point. They know it pressures Eclipse to make a lot of throws, and they know maybe they're targeting that part of Eclipse's game at the moment.
Yeah, that was one of the comments that was said, that they know that they love to play zone, so they've really been working on that in their practices.
So we have a quick resolution there from Rob Langridge stepping in to resolve that play, signaling that the disc will stay, and everybody will reset to their positions.
All right, the disc is tapped in, immediately swung to the side. Nice pressure there. Dumps back to Chan. Looks for the swing, but it's not there. That cup's really closing in on her. Is able to get the swing off, but they're really getting pushed back. Finally get a pass through the center. But again, getting pushed back. They're really doing a great job with that cup.
Ooh, a little bit of a bobble there.
Swung back to the side. A little bit of a breakthrough here, up through the middle. But just sails over the head of her receiver. So now we'll get our first look at the Vortex D-line.
Yeah, Eclipse was doing a great job there, working through that zone. They got the little bit of the fast break. Unfortunately, rushing that last shot just a little bit, which unfortunately they turned it over there.
Just sails a little too high there, and it's hit down by the D.
Yeah, Vortex with a great chance early on, but unfortunately their shot is going to go just a little bit too high. The wind is pretty strong out there today. It's not quite a dead wind situation like most of the players are used to in BC.
So now Eclipse right on the doorstep. Cassidy G's throw just going a little too high again. So the players are really going to have to adjust to the wind here. It is a little bit swirly, and they're going to have to keep those throws a little lower so they're not popping over like that.
Absolutely. Both of these teams were just on a bye recently, so they're just getting back into the game. So it might take them a few points just to adjust, dial in their throws just a little bit more, dial in their focus a little bit, and really get this game going.
Oh, nice grab there under pressure. And she puts it deep, but Melissa Sung's huck just going a little too far again. Immediately centered back to Katie Akun.
Yeah, Eclipse was doing a great job, really moving it fast, not wanting that zone to set up too quickly. They want to get that disc moving before the defense has a chance.
Nice grab there. Yeah, they're really struggling to get it through the middle there. That cup's putting tons of pressure on. They just can't quite get enough movement to get the swing off.
Definitely, the cup is very tight, so maybe they might have to look over the top. But again, they understand that this weather isn't quite easy. It's not quite easy to make those over the top shots happen. So they're gonna have to find some holes there, and here they go.
Oh, little tangle up there.
At the same time, there was a travel call on the field on the throw before this throw that went up. So I believe it may go back to the 2 throws before this one. So whether the player caught it or not, I believe it should be going back.
The observers are just working it out here. It looks like it is coming back.
It'll be returning to the hands of number 9, Kyra Lee.
Lots of pressure there again. She has no dump look. Finally finds one. And it's put up again to Madoka Woke. Another call on the field.
I believe it was a pick call this time, but the player will just catch up. The disc will stay.
Centered back. Nice up the line cut there. And she is going to put it.
Oh,
great read there by Madoka Woke.
Yeah, this time a fantastic shot there from Cassidy G, putting her receiver over her shoulder into space and letting her run it down.
So right away, Eclipse coming out with a break. Took them a little bit to get there. There was quite a few turns, but
yeah. So not the cleanest point right off the bat, which is good I think for both teams. Both teams knowing that they can get that the disc, take the disc away from the opposing team, and they'll have their chances. And it's just a matter of who's going to calm down and clean it up and put in those goals. So Eclipse coming out with the first one of the game, and let's see if Vortex can answer here.
And I think that point kind of showed us what both teams are putting into this game. You could kind of feel the energy as the teams were warming up. They are really excited to be here, and they just needed that first point to kind of calm down and settle in and get used to the wind again.
Absolutely. Eclipse, the formerly named Misfit team, which had won the past 2 national championships for the junior division, so a big powerhouse out of BC, now renamed to Eclipse. Perhaps eclipse what they've done in the past and go for 3.
So Eclipse getting ready to pull here. We'll get the first look at their D-line.
Yeah, it would be interesting if they come out with a zone as well, or perhaps they just start with some person-to-person defense to make Vortex work.
Pull landing on the sideline, and immediately a shot up the field. But the defense is there.
That was great pressure there from the Eclipse defender.
Quick turnover there. It's going to be in the hands of Ada Chang in the middle. Looking for the deep shot, and she does take it. But it just sails a little out of the hands there. That was number 16, Sandra Balatan.
Yeah,
and
so
Vortex gets another chance at this.
yeah, both teams showing they're not afraid to shoot it. They're going to take their shots, and they're going to make the other team make plays as well. And here right away, Vortex another great shot.
Oh, nice bid there, but again, just a little too far.
Yeah, the wind's still playing havoc on those hucks right now. I think they might need a few more before they really dialed them in.
Stephanie Ho with the disc there, resetting. Nice upfield look. Nice bid there, but again, I think we're just kind of seeing the nerves from both teams. Looks a little uncharacteristic, a little not as clean as they're normally used to playing.
Yeah, it could be early in the game, and yeah, right away, just the small mistakes right now. Throws are just a little bit too far away for the receivers. Throws are just going through the receiver's hands a little bit, and just all the small things are just going wrong at the moment. But throughout this game, I'm sure both teams will clean it up, and we'll get a nice, exciting game going.
Toes the line and manages to keep her toes in. Centered to Moore. And just another unfortunate turnover there. Just drops right now that are really killing Eclipse.
Yeah, both teams just making those small mistakes at the moment. They're going to have to take their time to settle in if they're going to want to have a good chance at putting in some of these points.
Back into the hands of Michaela Watkins. She takes a shot upfield. Just another unfortunate turn. they're going to settle down eventually and get this figured out, but centered the disc again.
Yeah, right now both teams playing tough defense, not wanting to give the other team anything easy, but it's the receivers, the offensive players that aren't really making it easy on themselves there by having a few unfortunate drops.
Andrea Moore chases that one down and throws the assist.
So Eclipse with an early break here now to take a 2-0 lead early in this game after quite a back and forth point. A lot of turnovers on the first throw, the second throw. So I don't think either team really wants that, and I'm sure both teams' coaches will try and calm them down here going forward.
So we'll see how Vortex responds here. They're now down 2-0, so they really need to just calm down a little bit and play the offense that they've been working on the past couple weeks.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's that first point that can be the toughest to get. As one team starts to pile on maybe 1 or 2 breaks, you start to kind of get into your own head a little bit. Like, we haven't really put up any points yet. You're still a little bit nervous. You haven't really had that first release, I guess.
So it'll be number 17, Hazel Pangilinan, with the pull. I did have to practice her name before the broadcast.
It is not an easy name to say.
She gave me instructions, syllable by syllable.
Yeah, hopefully we pronounce it right. If we don't, we are very sorry about that. We're trying our very best.
I'm sorry if I didn't do that right, Hazel. Nice pull up. And Vortex immediately wanting to send it. But there's a stifling cup there. Nice grab in the middle by Mika Kurashi. Nice run down there. That was Italia Paris. She's right on the goal line now, centers it back. Great look there by Mandy Lee.
And there we go, Vortex punching one in of their own. A nice smooth point, a lot of exciting shots, a few close calls, but Vortex doing a great job showing off their athleticism, bringing those ones in, and just punching in a nice easy goal.
Yeah, that's definitely what they needed. They were able to get the goal, and it wasn't because there wasn't pressure. They were still able to do that. As you said, a lot of really good grabs, and they're on the board.
So early on in the game, we saw Vortex right away rush down Eclipse with their zone look here. Second defensive point now, second defensive chance for them. Do you expect them to bring out that zone once again, or are they going to change it up right now, maybe go person?
I think they're going to keep it for now. I think they really feel comfortable in that zone, and it has been proving to work. So that's definitely what they like to play, and I think that they'll only switch it up if they really start to figure it out and are having those smooth offensive points.
Both these teams coached by great minds of the game of Ultimate. Vortex women coached by Chris Wakeland, Jordan Dillon, and Amanda Kong, whereas Eclipse coached by Michael Fung, Victoria Lam, and Zachary Gray. All have coached for a long time and all bring great experience to this game.
Nice pull there by Shia Ursua. Immediately centered and swung over to the side. Looks for a dump. Nice movement here.
Yeah, and like you said, Vortex is back with their zone look.
One thing that they mentioned is they're really trying to break the zone by using their legs and being really aggressive that way. They don't want to just rely on the over-the-top shots. Great D there. Mika Kurashi. It looks like
a bit of a collision there with the Eclipse player. Oh, but she looks like she's popping back up. Maybe a bit of a discussion there. Did she have a play? What will happen here? Rob Langen just listening in to hopefully help resolve the conflict if he's needed. And the signal is contested foul call, so this will be returned to Cassidy G.
That was Catherine Chung with the D there. Nice read, but just a little too much contact. So you can see the disc back with Cassidy G, and she does have this monster wall surrounding her, the 4-person cup. Observers have figured out where everyone's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful having the observers for these moments where there's a call downfield and everybody's kind of jogged down to see what's happening. And now the disc has to be reset into play properly.
Nice read there. A little bit of pressure from the defense, but she's able to reel it in.
Yeah, the wind is picking up, so making these shots fly a little bit higher.
And just out of the reach.
Unfortunately, just a little bit too far.
So now Vortex with some pretty good field position here. We'll see what they can do. And an immediate IO shot to Shea Ursua from Diane Tolentino.
Yeah,
beautiful put there.
Absolutely perfect. Right in front of her receiver. Her receiver didn't have to stop, didn't have to slow down, just hopped it into the end zone, and that's a quick break back for Vortex. And so they're going to tie it up here at 2-2. And this game is exactly what we expected, just back and forth.
Well, it's like you were saying, they just needed to get that 1 point, and now they're rolling. They look a lot more comfortable, and we're going to have the game that we were hoping for.
As you can tell from the flags and perhaps hear over the microphones, the wind is starting to pick up a little bit, starting to get a little bit more gusty, starting to really affect these throws. So throwers are going to have to dial it in a lot more. They're going to want to hit their teammates, especially if they're going to have to be facing a lot of zone looks. They're really going to have to be very patient and very precise with their shots. They can't lose any focus for a second, or that could cost them a short field turnover.
And it is a little bit of a crosswind, so you could see in that last point, both the swings that Vortex was attempting did kind of pop up, and they were able to reel in the first one, but the second one just flew a little too far. Vortex getting ready to pull. Nice pull by Monica Lee. Oh, and she balls it, but she manages to hang on.
That was a fantastic save.
Yeah, that's everyone's worst nightmare. Working it up the sideline now. Able to get the swing off, but again, just a little too far.
Yeah, the Vortex zone is really making Eclipse work here, and right now Eclipse having a little bit of trouble on their dump swings, trying to move it maybe just a little bit too fast.
And all of a sudden we have Vortex knocking on the door of another break, and there it is to number 14, Monica Lee. So a little bit of a momentum shift here. Eclipse started off the game really firing, and now the Vortex zone is really challenging them and making them rethink what they're doing on their offense.
Absolutely. As a Vortex now, they're going to take the lead at 3-2, putting up their second break in a row. They've got all the momentum, like you said. This could end up in a 4, maybe 5-point run if Eclipse isn't careful.
Well, Ultimate definitely is a game of runs. The momentum can stay with you for quite a while if you don't do anything to interrupt that. So we'll see what Eclipse can bring out here. I imagine their Vortex will stick with their zone here as it's now taken them up 3-2.
Yeah, especially with the wind increasing every few seconds, I can't imagine them switching it up to person-to-person defense at this point. And I believe Eclipse themselves will also, when we see their defensive line come back out, I imagine they'll be putting on a lot of zones of their own, really making Vortex do the same thing, go through the same struggles that they've been going through.
Yeah, the Vortex coaches before did say that they like to play some really gritty man-D, but as we can see, their zone is definitely working for them. Nearly picked off there, but they're able to get the swing off. Nice patience by the handlers there, not forcing anything. Centers through the middle. Great movement by the handlers. They're really staying calm and helping out those cutters.
Eclipse doing a nice job right now finding those holes in the zone.
Vortex having to switch to man. Oh, and again, nice bid there. Unfortunately, she's quite out, but
Yeah, unfortunately, that shot looking for Cassidy G was just a little bit too far in front of her. Yeah, Eclipse maybe moving again just a little bit too fast right there, not wanting Vortex to set back up, but unfortunately they rushed it at just the wrong time and resulted in a turnover.
so Vortex pinned on the sideline here, able to get it off with an unfortunate drop.
Yeah, Eclipse was doing a great job there, locking down a lot of the early options, forcing a bit of a tight shot there down the open side, and unfortunately the Vortex player just couldn't quite come up with it, even though she had that separation.
You could see the Eclipse player as she walked up to the disc was telling everyone to kind of just chill a little bit and realizing the importance of this point right here. And they're able to punch it in.
That was a fantastic shot there on the far sideline. Didn't look like she had much space there, but she was able to fit it in and find her teammate there for the goal.
A nice grab under pressure. Her defense was right there.
So Eclipse doing a great job answering back after having Vortex go on a bit of a run, and now they're going to send out their D-line. I expect to see some zone on this point, and they're going to try and steal back some of the momentum for themselves, I imagine.
So we're tied at threes again. And now we get to take another look at this Vortex O-line. See if they're able to, what their plan is to break this zone in the wind. So the pull is up.
Yeah, that was a great pull
Nice
there
pull
from
there.
Ada Chang. And it is going to be inbound, so great position here for Eclipse. Right away they can lock up Vortex, put them in a very difficult position, and this shot though, fantastic over the top.
Vortex doing a really good job of using that space after they broke through over the top. And again going over the top. Nice grab there. Nice patience by Catherine Chung. And a deep shot, lots of coverage. Oh, she tried to go up early to get it, but just not enough there.
Fantastic help defense there from Ada Chang there to get the block. And Vortex right away, they're going to set up their zone. But Eclipse looks like they're out of it in a bit of a 2-on-1 situation. But good corralling there from Vortex.
Oh, nice grab there. Looking for a dump, centers back. So Vortex is doing a pretty good job of keeping Eclipse on that sideline, but now they're able to break out. And she takes the deep shot. Oh, a nice try there, but again, just a little bit too high over the hands of Nanaki Thind.
Yep,
Sorry about that.
Thind, yeah. Yeah, I asked her as well pre-game, how do I pronounce your name? And she told me, yeah, that's Thind, exactly as it's spelled. And I was like, that makes it so much easier.
So much easier, yeah. Vortex doing a great job of swinging the disc, but that Eclipse zone just pinning her on the sideline there. Swings back to the middle, just out of the reach.
Unfortunately, that shot was just a little bit behind her receiver there. Now Eclipse with a chance to earn this break back. So we have a call on the field, perhaps a pick call, as it looks like two Vortex players collided there.
Disc will go back to Ada Chang in the middle. Defense will catch up. Nice look there, and Ada Chang instantly just busting it up the sideline.
Vortex doing a great job transitioning into offense though here. Really not giving Eclipse a chance to set their zone up.
Nice swing to the sideline there. Great grab, Mandy Huang. And she takes the shot for the end zone. Beautiful put there by Mika Karashi.
Excellent job there from Vortex to transition, not let Eclipse set up their zone, and punch that upwind point, or that tough, I guess, downwind point in for the hold.
Yeah, they did a great job of moving it through the middle there and instantly getting it moving right after the turnover and didn't even let that zone get set up.
And that will give them the 4-3 lead at the moment, so comfortably in control of the game, I would say.
Eclipse just having a little bit of problems with this zone. They're trying to swing it around and go over top a little bit more than I think they want to, and some of those shots just, as you've said, there have been a couple that have been behind, just a few that have sailed out of the hands of the receivers, so I think once they clean that up, they'll be able to get back in this game.
Yeah, one thing I noticed is Vortex up against the zone, they are very confident they're over the top shots. They will try them over and over, and I feel them maybe not the greatest shots, a little bit contested, but their players are absolutely making the plays right now to bring those in and break out of these zone.
And I think that's really the difference that we're seeing between these two offenses. Vortex is looking very smooth against a zone, whereas Eclipse is maybe struggling a little bit. They're getting a little stagnant. They kind of get their swing off, but then there's no continuation looks. So, and then when they do, they're just having a few unfortunate drops and sail outs. So we'll see what they can do here. Nice pull to the middle there. Instantly to Cassidy G. And that four-man cup just pinning them. Nice swing across. A little bit of a jailbreak going on here.
Yeah,
nice movement
work
there. You can hear the Vortex team quickly calling to switch into person to person, but it looks like there's a travel call. Nice grab there. Kira Lee. And it's in Kira Lee to Brianna Dar for the score.
That was a fantastic work there from Eclipse, moving up a little bit of give and go. Once they got to that jailbreak situation, like you said, on the far side, they were quick to move it the length of the field before Vortex could get set up. And I believe that's what the coaches were really hoping for early on. But
yeah,
it's nice to see that they found that and they're able to punch in an easy hold of their own.
Yeah, as they were saying before the game, that's the way they really want to break the zone. They want to use their legs and be aggressive, and when they do get those upfield breaks, really punish them for that and not let them set their defense back up. So we're back to fours here. Eclipse with the pull.
So Eclipse, once again, I suspect they're going to bring out their zone look. They did have some good chances there on the last point. I think they're going to try it again, try and hope for those short field turnovers once again. Hopefully punching a break to bring this game back to serve.
High floaty pull, giving the defense some time to get down. And it stays in about midfield. It looks like they're just going with a person defense here.
Interesting look from Eclipse, looking to switch it up. But nice, a fantastic grab there from the Vortex player. Saving possession. They've made all those grabs this game. And once again, another
great grab
one.
by Christy Young. Disc is there with Jacqueline Kwan. A little bit behind her, but she manages to hang on.
Yeah, that was a great grab there from April Hortolano, I believe.
Looks like there might be a call on the field.
A little bit of discussion happening. But no,
No,
it was.
that's a point.
Yeah, we get the signal from the observers. It's a goal.
High release to Mandy Lee there.
That was a fantastic point there from Vortex as well. April Horlano kind of taking over there in the last few yards around the end zone there. First making a great cut to the open side, and an incredible grab falling backwards, and then just recognizing that nothing was really going on when everybody else seemed confused, and just popping in the high release for the goal.
Yeah, lots of great grabs from the whole Vortex team there. A couple low throws that they were managed to save, and another high one at the beginning of the point here. So all around Vortex just really digging in and taking control of this game. So now they are back on defense, and I imagine they will be sticking with their zone look.
But Misfits showed on the last Eclipse showed on the last point that they've got what it takes. They've figured out this zone. They know how they want to play against it. Now it's just gonna be a matter of can they just keep that execution going, keep their focus up, keep the movement up, and just punching hold after hold, and hopefully get their D-line back out there so they can break.
Nice pull to the middle of the field there. Still sticking with the zone here. See if they can do it twice in a row. This goes over on the far sideline. Tries to get the swing back. Oh, a little bit of a hand block there.
It looked like a great save from our angle, but perhaps the Vortex player maybe had a better angle. Maybe she's calling down perhaps on that one.
So that was number 33, Danielle Parker. Getting a little piece of the disc there.
It looks like the observers are being called in. They're going to rule on whether it was up or down. Or perhaps just discussing what they think before the players come to them. As the players have the first option to decide the resolution of a play, and if they can't decide, then the observers will call in and make their official ruling. And so the official ruling was up, so the disc will stay with Eclipse there in the middle of the field. That was a great job on the mark there by the Vortex player to get a huge piece of that disc,
Yeah.
and I mean Eclipse made a fantastic grab there to save it.
Swings it back over. It's in the middle with Lee. She looks for a dump. The Vortex Cup just doing a great job of cutting those swings off. Really forcing these Eclipse handlers back and back.
Yep, Eclipse doing a good job getting out of that trap though and onto the far side. And this time a big shot downfield.
Oh, close one there. That was a great run.
That
Beautiful put.
looked like a fantastic shot. Unfortunately, just off the hands of the receiver there. Maybe the wind playing with the disc just at the end there and just bounced off her fingertips. I'm sure she'll want that one back.
So Melissa Sung will bring it up to the line. Takes an immediate deep shot. Mika Karashi. She's looking upfield. Decides to dump instead. Great patience here by Vortex. Bit of a high stall count situation, has to put it up. Great D there.
Fantastic block there from Kyra Lee. Right in the perfect position, read that disc well, went up high, and just not giving Vortex a chance at that one.
Vortex putting their cut back on. Nice shot through the middle there, but just a little too far.
Now this is the chance that Vortex wanted. They wanted that short field turnover, just a couple yards out of the end zone. They have a huge chance here to take a 2-point lead. And just like that.
Yeah, looks like there might have been a call, but no, it is a goal.
I know, I believe there's just a little bit of confusion on Eclipse's part. They weren't quite sure who was covering who, and resulted there with Vortex able to punch it in the middle of the field and get a quick goal, take a 2-point lead now, 6-4.
Yeah, nice easy shot by Diane Tolentino, just right to the top of the stack. So it looks like Eclipse is going to take a timeout. Just need to regroup a little bit here.
Yeah, Eclipse really kind of not losing this game for themselves, but they've made a lot of the small mistakes right now. They've had a lot of discs that are just sailing just a little bit too far for the receivers. They have had a lot of discs bounce off the receivers' hands. So stuff like that is what the coach is going to be telling the players, like, hey guys, they're not really beating us. We're kind of beating ourselves right now. So if we can all calm down, just play with each other, just take maybe just an extra second to catch that disc, throw that disc, it'll make it easier for everybody.
Yeah, definitely just a little bit breather. Probably saying, you know, we've done all of these things before. We can do them again. You just have to remember that you can already do all these things. So wise move by the coach before this gets too out of reach.
And on the Vortex side, I'm sure the coaches are telling them, hey, we've started to take a little bit of control of this game. If we can go on a big run here, we can really kind of take the wind out of their sails completely and maybe give ourselves a little bit of an easier time going into the second half of this game, where they will hopefully try and close it out, I imagine.
Yeah, that's one of the dangerous things about having a little bit of a cushion. You can't get too relaxed because closing out teams is one of the hardest things that you have to do in Ultimate.
Absolutely. It's very hard to go on a run in Ultimate, but it's also very hard to stop somebody that's going on a run. When one team has all the momentum, it's going to take an incredible series of events to steal all that momentum back for yourself.
So we'll see if what Eclipse talked about in the timeout works for them here. I imagine they'll be facing another Vortex zone. And the pull is up. Nice pull by Monica Lee. Little bit of a bobble again, but she saves it.
Yeah, players have been doing a great job collecting these pulls all day, even with the gusty conditions.
Just, fortunately, another overthrow there.
And you can tell the player is not too happy with herself. She knew she had that shot, and unfortunately, maybe a little bit of rush. Maybe the wind changed at the last moment. We'll never really know. And
oh, nice D there, though. Immediate hand block, and they get it right back. That was Sandra Balaton, and they're going to put it up to her. Nice read and grab there. She makes a great reset. Good patience here by Eclipse, and they punch it in.
Fantastic. That could have been a huge swing in momentum, but Eclipse doing a great job getting a huge hand block, a big huck down the other way, collected well, and then just a few patient shots outside of the end zone to secure themselves a hold and keep this game within one at 6-5.
Yeah, great job by Balaton there. I think she kind of realized that they needed to get that one back and really put an aggressive mark off. And once she got the hand block, just took off down the field and made a great grab and put them in awesome field position for that score. So we'll see if Eclipse's D-line has an answer here and if they can go on a bit of a run themselves.
Yeah, this could be huge. Right before half, if they can go on a couple point run, go into half up one maybe or on serve, that's what they're looking to do. And Vortex, on the other hand, they want to keep their cushion, they want to keep their lead, and just try and take half at this point.
So despite the win, both teams not being afraid to huck it either way down the field. That's exciting for us to see.
Absolutely, because it's funny with the wind, when you take those kind of longer shots, the wind has a lot more chance to to play with the frisbee itself, and it could end up almost anywhere.
The pulls up. Eclipse coming down in a zone. Vortex really comfortable going over the top despite the wind. That's how they definitely like to break zones. Again, another shot over the top.
They've been picture perfect with their over-the-top shots right now, and here we have a huge huck downfield. Oh, but unfortunately it's not going to stay in. That was a great close there by the Eclipse player.
Another high shot.
Oh, this one
over a couple players, but reads it well.
Yeah, over the intended receiver, but great collect there by the secondary Eclipse player. Now she's going to take off deep.
That's Joey Liu, and she takes her shot. Great read there.
Yeah, unfortunately, her shot came out just a little bit shorter than she wanted it. And a great pickoff there by the Vortex defender.
Eclipse really putting the pressure on, wanting to get this short field back.
Vortex. Ooh, here's a little bit of a tough shot high up. But multiple Vortex players doing a great job there collecting it.
Nice concentration there.
Once again, Vortex content to just go over the top when they see their opportunities, and they've been almost 100% on those shots.
Again, going over the top. Be really nice to see one of their downfield cutters taking advantage of those over the top shots. Disc is there with Italia Paris.
Unfortunately, it looks like that disc just tumbled out of her hand a little bit earlier than she wanted. And Eclipse taking a shot, but it's not going to stay in, unfortunately.
And the wind just pushing that one out a little bit there.
Unfortunately, rushing it just a little bit there by Eclipse. She had an open player in front of her, but she opted for the deep shot. Her receiver did have steps, but in the end, the throw wasn't quite there for her to bring it in. But now with a great field position on this close cone, full zone set up in front of her, April Hodolano is going to have to do something a little bit crazy. And here she goes. Is it going to make it? Wow.
Oh, nice grab.
Fantastic.
And again, over the top.
Yeah, that's what we've been seeing. Their overtops haven't been perfect, but they've been perfect on catching them. And that's been the difference so far. Unfortunately, maybe a few too many over the tops that their normal throws have gone a little bit, but they're just in a little bit of an unfortunate missed throw there. Now they'll get it back, I'm sure, with some strong defense here.
So the disc in the hands of Katie Akun on the far sideline. Nice blast cut there. Great mark taking that away.
Oh, great movement, great grab.
Oh. A little bit of a collision there.
Yeah, fantastic grab there.
She hangs on to it, and she's in.
Absolutely. That was a huge grab. Both players gained there at the exact same time, but the Eclipse player gained there just a second quicker and able to reel that one in for a break and bring this game back to 6-all.
Great grab there by Jenna Olsen. Despite the contact and pressure, she's able to hang on to that and get the score for Eclipse. Looks like Vortex is going to take a timeout here. Sorry, that was Oriana Dallavecchia. My apologies.
That's okay. It can be very confusing. We should really color code these these roster sheets. It would make things a lot easier.
So a little bit of a momentum shift again here. Eclipse is feeling fired up after that.
Yeah, that was huge. They were able to bring this game back to even. They're still down one break, as I believe Vortex did start on defense. So Vortex still in control of this game at the moment. But you're right, Eclipse has all the momentum right now, and they could kind of go on a little bit of a run here. And we're getting especially close to half, so it's going to be a very important time. It looks like there was a timeout call by the Vortex coach. Smart move there. Maybe kind of icing the Eclipse momentum a little bit here. But at the same time, also doing a great job to calm down his players, making sure their heads are in the right place. They know that the score is essentially 0-0 here. And if they want to win this game, they just have to use their patience, do what they've been doing the whole game, and just punch in some goals.
Yeah, they're doing a really great job of getting those over-the-top looks, and the handlers are moving things really well. I'd just like to see a little more from their downfield cutters after they do get those wide open over the top. So Eclipse to pull here.
And Eclipse, I can imagine, they're going to bring back out their zone once again. They've started to find success with it. I'm sure they're going to keep riding it, try and see how far they can really push that success, and really see if Vortex is going to make any adjustments, or perhaps maybe those over-the-top throws that Vortex has been loving to do and have been nearly perfect on all day, maybe they start to falter a little bit, and Eclipse will have a lot of great chances there if that starts to happen.
And they do stick with the zone. Vortex on the sideline. Able to get it through the cup there. Again, looking over the top.
Vortex just fantastic with those over-the-top throws in this win.
Nice shot through there. Swings it back. A little bit of confusion with their end zone play. But they're able to punch it in.
Yeah, it's a great jump here from Vortex, yeah. Yeah, Eclipse did look a little bit scrambled there once the over-the-top shot went out and they had to melt into person defense. And Vortex doing a great job to capitalize on that, find the open receiver, and then find the open cut for the goal. And so they're going to keep their lead at 7-6 with a chance now to take half.
So this is really the game we were hoping for, the back and forth, each team showing signs of life on every point and really battling this out for every point, as they know that each point with this matchup definitely counts.
Absolutely. They know the other team so well. There's no surprises. They know that they're going to play zone. They know how they're going to have to break it. And now it just comes down to the small things. Can they execute? Can they catch? Can they give their teammates easy shots? And that's going to be the difference here.
Eclipse's zone definitely not making it easy on Vortex, but they're just so comfortable going over the top there that they end up with tons of space afterwards. So Vortex getting ready to pull here. Nice floaty pull, giving their cup time to get down there. Centers back to the middle, over to the sideline. Nice movement by the handlers here. Able to pop one through the middle.
Oh, great movement right now from Eclipse. And this
And
time a big
long.
shot. Is it going to stay in? Oh, unfortunately, just a little bit too far there.
Great look. She had tons of space there, just a little bit too far out the back end zone.
Yeah, the wind carrying it out just the back, carrying out just a little bit. Perhaps in a less win situation or a dead win situation, that could have been on the money. But now, let's see if Eclipse will run any person defense. No, it looks like they're going to go with their zone now on the transition.
Sticking with it. Again, over the top.
Yeah, Vortex doing Vortex things.
No surprises
Happy to
there.
hit it over the top, yep.
A little bit stuck on the sideline here.
But we already know what's coming. Here comes a nice over-the-top shot here.
Does a little foot check there.
Oh, unfortunately there. That's the first one we've really seen. Yeah, a little bit too far there.
So now Eclipse has great field position here.
Yeah, and that's why they've been running their zone, letting Vortex have those over-the-top shots, because eventually if they start to falter, it can be very advantageous. And here, a timeout call right on the goal line here from Eclipse.
Yeah, defense, you definitely, it's not just a point-by-point kind of thing. You want to wear them down over the course of the game, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing the Eclipse zone do. Although Vortex is very comfortable going over the top, we finally saw that they're starting to falter with that a little bit, and Eclipse's zone pressure is doing what they want.
Absolutely. And how do you feel about the goal line timeout call? I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. I know some players hate it because they know when you call a timeout on the goal line, there is a high likelihood you will mess up the play. At the same time, there are some teams that are just fantastic in those positions. Dead disc on the goal line, they can do whatever they want and they will punch it in every single time. What is your opinion, Bobby?
You know, I think that you kind of said it. It depends on the team and the situation. I think it's a really good call when you catch it on the end zone line and there's no one around you. It's definitely a great time so the rest of your team can catch up. But it also depends on the people that you have on the field. If you have one cutter that you know is going to get open every single time from an ISO play, then maybe it's a great idea. We'll see how it goes here. Then it always has that kind of thing that goes with it, like, did you win the timeout or not?
Absolutely. Vortex going with an interesting wrinkle here, opting to set their zone right on their own goal line. So any kind of handler pop into the middle could result in a goal. But they're happy to maybe force Eclipse to take a more difficult shot, a wide swing and over the top, and maybe make them falter that way.
So disc in the hands of Cassidy G. We'll see what she can do with this 4-person cup surrounding her on the end zone line. And she does go over the top.
Wow, that was a fantastic shot there from Cassidy G into the back corner for Kyra, and huge hole from Eclipse. It looked like Vortex really had their number on that play, really reading it well, but I mean, fantastic cut and fantastic throw there from Eclipse to score that one.
And that was the risk that they wanted to take with that defense. They wanted to force a throw just like that. She had to be absolutely perfect to put that there, and she was. It was a great throw.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now we have a bit of a huge point here. A bit of a galaxy point I've heard used in the past, or a double half point. Doesn't sound as exciting as galaxy point in my opinion, but
far more exciting.
Both teams with a chance now to take half. Coming out of half, Vortex will be on offense, so maybe a little bit more incentive for them to take half here. Eclipse, of course, not wanting to go down 2 points or have a 2-point swing by getting scored on and giving Vortex back the disc. So they're gonna want to score here too. So a lot of pressure here. This could be a big momentum shift, I think, going into the second half.
Looks like it'll be Ada Chang pulling the disc. We'll see if Vortex is able to capitalize on those over-the-top throws and take it to half.
Yeah, they've been 99% so far this game, and I don't see their confidence going down anytime soon. If they see that zone, they will take their over-the-top shots, and I imagine they'll hit most of them.
Nice save there. Handler's moving it through the cup there.
Oh, this shot just read well there.
Too far.
Yeah, I believe that was Zoe Luke there for Eclipse, reading that one well and picking it off.
Vortex is going to set their cup up here. Looks like she's just motioning that they're a little bit too close, trying to avoid the double team. Nice swing across the field.
Yeah, Eclipse doing a great job there, getting a lot of space. Nice shots down the sideline. Now starting to approach the red zone. This shot
Great
down the line.
There, just a little too far. Oh, it looks like she's shaken up.
Oh, unfortunate tumble there as the player went up and then came down and got kind of tripped up there. But she looks like she's gotten up on her own. She's okay. Probably a little bit shaken up, but hopefully she's okay.
Looks like her coach is making sure she's okay to stay out there.
No, he's doing the smart thing and dragging her off the field. Yeah, even if it's just a small shakeup, it's better to let them rest, give them a second to just check everything, make sure all the gears are in place, and give them a chance to rest, because there's a lot more to this game. This is not the final point by any means. This is just for half.
So Julie Lee coming in to take her place. So Vortex getting another shot at this. They had some good movement through the cup there, just sailed that first one a little too far, so we'll see what they can do with this.
Remember, you can already tell Eclipse is setting up for their zone look. And Vortex going to have to move it the whole field here if they want to have a chance to take half. And first, this throw just a little bit too low. So Vortex now 98% on their over the top shots. But I mean, they still have their confidence intact. They're playing some lockdown defense right here, not wanting to give Eclipse a chance here. And they're a fantastic layout block, layout attempt. There's a bit of a foul call, and we'll see how these players resolve it.
So Zoe Luke calling the foul there.
Looks like it'll be uncontested there.
Lots of pressure by the Vortex D, but they're able to punch it in.
Yeah, that was a great trust shot there. It didn't look like her receiver was quite open yet, but neither was the receiver defender was not paying attention, and just that light toss over the shoulder, and Coach is going to take half and bring this game back to serve.
Well, pretty interesting first half so far. We saw Eclipse come out pretty hot. They started the game well, and then Vortex fighting back and really using their over-the-top shots to break that zone. But Eclipse's zone putting pressure on them now, and those over-the-top shots maybe starting to fall apart a little bit. They might want to think about other ways that they're going to break that zone, and I think that would be my focus if I was the Vortex coach this half.
Absolutely. So both teams now going to take a few minutes to regroup, chat a little bit, grab some water, grab some food. We're also going to take a quick break here in the booth, and we'll be back in probably 5 or 6 minutes and with the second half. And so, guys, stay tuned. This game is tied 8-7. Vortex coming out on offense, so it is essentially a on-serve game. It's 0-0 at this point, and either team can take it. So stay tuned.
Welcome back, everyone. We have the second half here of the 2018 Canadian Ultimate Championships. Day 1 of round robin. We are at the junior women's game. It's between Vortex and Eclipse. Pretty tight first half. The score is currently 8-7 for Eclipse. And do you want to kind of give us a recap of what happened on that half?
So from what I saw, we saw a lot of zone from both teams. Both teams knowing that this wind is quite difficult to navigate, making the other team do a lot of throws. Both teams opting for a different strategy though against that zone. Eclipse choosing to go backwards and around and try and jailbreak on the far side, whereas Vortex just full confident over the top shots, and they hit 98% of them. They were nearly perfect in that half, and it reflected as they had a huge commanding lead. Just at the end, they dropped a few key ones, and that allowed Eclipse to come back in. So the second half, I expect a lot more zone, and I want to see how the strategies kind of change between these two teams.
So as we can see, Eclipse coming down in their zone again. Vortex moving it through their handlers. Looks like a little bit different strategy than they used in the first half. Nice to see them switch that up a little bit. Nice look there. And great throw. Can she chase it down? Great read by the defense there.
Yeah, that was Andrea Moyer there for Eclipse. A great read there and get in between that disc and take it down.
Swinging it to the sideline.
This is one of the few times we were forced to see Vortex play a little bit of man defense, person-to-person defense there, as they didn't quite have a chance to set up their zone. Unfortunately, this shot a little bit low for the receiver, so we won't see any more right now.
Mandy Lee picking up the disc. Instantly right over the top of the zone. And that shot just a little too low. The Eclipse defender able to gobble it up.
Went a huge shot the other way. Great grab there.
That was Vicky Ma with the grab, and she centers it back. Lots of room now for Eclipse to. Oh, a little bit of bobble, but she's able to hang on.
Yeah, it got a little bit dicey there, but great focus there from the Eclipse offensive player to keep it up, keep her eyes on it, and keep her hands on it, and get a nice break coming out of half to take a 2-point lead for Eclipse.
So Vortex in the beginning of that point really did what we kind of wanted them to do. They're moving the disc a little bit differently, not totally relying on their over-the-top shots and just using their handler movement to get it moving. And they had a couple great shots through the middle. Unfortunately, just a great read by the Eclipse defender there, but if they can keep that going and figure that out, I think they'll be able to beat this zone.
Absolutely. I think if they mix it in, I think keeping their over-the-top shots, what they've been so good at this game, if they can mix in now a little bit of handler movement, it'll keep Eclipse guessing, and it's going to make them a lot harder to defend. So Eclipse now with their second 2-point lead of the game, but it hasn't been, the last time they had a 2-point lead, it was 2-0, so very, very early on in the contest. And so essentially we're in the same situation, starting a new half. Eclipse is going to take a 2-point lead, and now we're going to look to Vortex again to make a bit of a run here, to try and take their lead back.
Well, they were able to do it in the first half, so we'll see if they can make it interesting again. Swings it to the sideline.
Well, that was a great grab on the far side by the Vortex player. And right away over the top, perfect shot this time into the middle. Another bit of a wide swing. There. Another beautiful shot.
Great movement by the Vortex cutters.
Eclipse dropping into their person-to-person defense now.
Just a little bit of confusion out of the stack there. They didn't quite have a wide open look, so she's forced to go for the over the top.
Yeah, the hammer, it was a great looking shot. Her receiver did get a hand on it. Unfortunately, one hand to catch a hammer is a little bit difficult. It's just going to bounce off.
Oh, nice grab there, but unfortunately just out. Observer Rob Landridge calling her out.
It was great having the observers for those in and out calls when a lot of the other players are watching the disc more so than where the players are stepping, but Observer's doing a great job keeping their eyes on the play, the whole play, and able to make that easy call there. Give Vortex a short field here in the red zone. Chance to get a strong hold this shot. Oh, unfortunately, once again, just off the hands.
So Eclipse getting another shot here. Take a 3-point lead in this game. We'll see Vortex setting up their 4-man cup.
And from here, it looks like their cup is just a little bit tight. It's very close up front there. But it looks like the Eclipse players don't mind too much, as they're not calling any double teams. They're happy to work it around. Maybe it gives them even more space beyond the cup.
So it looks like there was a bid there, but there was a foul called.
It looks like it'll just be contested.
Nice pressure by Richelin Rays there. Ooh. Taking a shot over the top.
Yeah, Eclipse opting for a little Vortex there and going over the top.
Great put. Oh, and what a grab.
Well, unfortunately, this second shot just a little bit too high for a receiver.
Vortex players moving it up the sideline. Looking for the deep shot. Not there, so she'll put it through the middle. 2 receivers in one area. Nice communication there by the Vortex players. Resets it back. Again, couple cutters going to the same area. Nice patience by the handlers here.
Ooh,
another great grab. It's Michaela Watkins with the disc here. Waiting for her cutters. Elects for the high shot.
Well, unfortunately, it's not quite going to stay in bound, unfortunately. Yeah, Eclipse doing a great job there in that end zone person-to-person defense, really forcing a lot of high stall shots there. This one, they're going to get a nice block.
And she immediately puts it up. Unfortunately, that's going to sail out. So it will be coming back in.
At the same time, it looks like she hurt her leg a little bit, so perhaps maybe that's why the shot went off, just a little wide.
Looks like she's smiling a little there. She's going to be okay, hopefully. Helped off the field by her teammate.
And she's going to walk it off, stretch a little bit, and I'm sure she'll be back later on in the second half, hopefully.
It's number 8, Ada Chang. We've seen lots of her so far, so Eclipse will definitely want her back in the game. Looks like it might just be some cramping.
So this will be coming back in on the front cone for Vortex, so very good position for them to possibly put it in. But again, still a little difficult as they're stuck on that front cone.
This will be Deshad Buring putting it up for Michaela Watkins. Nice grab there. And Vortex is able to capitalize on that short field position.
Yeah, fantastic shot there. So now bringing the score back within 1, 9-8. Once again, great job there from Michaela Watkins, just beating her checkup line and making a fantastic grab for the goal.
Great job by Vortex to not give up on that point. Eclipse had quite a few opportunities there, but they were able to punch in the goal. You can't help feel that that was kind of a big one for Vortex too. If they didn't get that, then they would have been down 3 points, and Eclipse easily could have ran away with this game.
Absolutely, but instead they kept it close. 1 point game now. Chance to come out on defense. Once again, bring out their zone and force Eclipse to make the big plays to keep their lead.
Well, it just kind of goes to show on the sidelines here how close these two teams are. lots of the Vortex players going over to Ada Chang, making sure she's okay, and they don't want to see anyone get hurt, and there's definitely a lot of respect between the two of them.
Absolutely, both these teams from BC as well, so I'm sure they've played each other numerous times, not just as Vortex and Eclipse, perhaps as high school teams, perhaps as VUL teams, so I imagine a lot of them are good friends, or at least they know each other, to the point where they want everybody to be okay, and they want to just have a fun game out there.
That was one of the main things the Vortex coaches said. I kind of asked them what the plan was for the game. They're like, we're just going to have fun. Like, if they're not having fun, then it's not fun for us, and that's kind of our goal.
Absolutely. If you're not enjoying playing Frisbee, you have to rethink what you're doing out there, and just try and enjoy it as much as you can.
Great grab there. That was Julie Lee.
Oh, great grab there on the far sideline, just outside the end zone for Eclipse.
And that shot just a little wide of her receiver there, so Vortex will get the disc back.
And right away, Eclipse quick to forget about what just happened, and they're going to set up their zone and hopefully force Vortex to make a few more difficult throws.
It's Diane Tolentino with the disc. Lex for the scoober over top.
Absolutely perfect this time.
Oh, and just took her eyes off the disc for 1 second there. Unfortunate drop.
And Eclipse was quick to capitalize. Kyra Lee rushing over to pick up that Frisbee. Flip it in for the goal. Oh, there is a call.
So Diane Tolentino is like she was maybe fouled there or pushed off of.
Yeah, I believe she was saying that Kyra Lee actually pushed off her to create the space to step around and throw that backhand. Observers look like they're stepping in to listen to hear what the players have to say about the play before perhaps giving their ruling.
It's a little bit hard to see from our angle, but did you kind of see what they were talking about there?
So it looked like the argument was using her left arm to kind of move the mark back a little bit, half a step, so that she could step across and throw that backhand in the end. And it looks like it'll just be contested in the end, so the disc will be back in the hands of Kyra Lee. I believe now the difficult part is kind of finding out where did the players go.
Oh, and she's going to want that one back. So Vortex getting another chance here. Nice movement. A little stuck on the sideline there. Trying to get it through the cup, gets it back to Diane Valentino.
Go hammer, but right into a few players, a little bit of collision, but all players look like they're okay, which is great to see. Unfortunately,
nice.
that pass is going to bounce off Cassie G's hands. And now we got a big shot deep.
Oh, wow, great bid.
Fantastic play, but unfortunately, it's just going to bounce off her hand.
And instantly gets it back.
And this time they're going to put it in for the break.
Vortex able to hang on.
Yeah, so now once again, Vortex has made their run. They've tied this game back up at 9-all.
And at this point in the game, it's definitely we're gonna run out of time and not get to 13 or 15 the way these teams are playing. There's lots of back and forth, lots of pressure from the defense, and it's really forcing some turnovers and giving each team a chance on every point.
Absolutely, and if we're not going to make it all the way to 15, teams are going to have to be very careful on these next few points because every point is going to matter because they're not really sure when the game is going to end.
There is roughly 10 minutes until the horn, so we'll see what these two teams can do. We're kind of getting to the point of the game where there might be a little bit of fatigue setting in. This is game 3 of the day, and we can see there's a little bit more hucking. There's kind of some more drops going on, so teams are really going to have to focus for this last 10 minutes. So it'll be Mandy Lee with the pull. Nice pull there, giving the cup time. Get down. Eclipse immediately moving it. Oh, nice bid attempt there. Vortex Cup closing in on that sideline, not allowing the Eclipse players to get the break off. They'll have to go over top and oh.
Unfortunate drop there from Eclipse. It's going to give Vortex a bit of a short field turnover.
April Hortolano going to the middle. Nice movement there.
Oh, unfortunately, just an unfortunate drop there for Vortex this time. She's going to bounce off her hands.
A little bit of pressure there from her D. Eclipse not letting them get this easily.
And this hammer, oh, just a little bit too far. So Vortex with a second chance here, just outside the red zone. Trying to punch in to take the lead here.
Nice put by April Hortolano. And she hammers it right into the D.
Unfortunate, just a little bit of a rushed shot there. The stall 2 hammer, not always the best option that I can imagine outside the end zone. I'm sure the coaches are asking you to calm down, just relax, take your time, you can do this.
Cassidy G walking up with the disc. Vortex Cup on her instantly. And such a speedy mark from those Vortex defenders, really cutting off those break throws.
This time completing the scuba into the middle, great shot.
Not a lot of options. Throws it back to the sideline. Nearly gets a piece of it there.
Oh, unfortunately, her shot there between 2 players.
A little bit of a miscommunication maybe. They kind of thought the other one was going for it, and you can hear the Vortex coach kind of yelling, like, take a timeout, take a little breather. This has been a long point already, and it's definitely a big one as we're running out of game here.
Absolutely, as this game starts to reach that hard cap, and there's only going to be perhaps 1 point left, 2 points left. Every single point that the team can score is absolutely huge. Having that lead is absolutely huge because it means you'll have multiple chances to perhaps put this game away instead of having to fight for your life on every point.
So Eclipse really has to put the pressure on here. Vortex has a short field to work with, and they really have to play some hard D to stop this Vortex goal. They already know that Vortex likes to kind of take the over-the-top shots, so if they can put some pressure on and force those, that's definitely what they want.
Absolutely, and Vortex hasn't been so perfect in the second half as we've seen. They're still sticking with it. They have started to falter a little bit, but now we are starting to see them kind of shy away from them a little bit. Just go with the nice easy shots. I'm sure the coaches are telling them as well, hey, like maybe it's time we take that 100% shot just so we can keep possession and have a chance to put in these goals.
So it'll be April Hortolano with the disc. Vortex setting up in a vertical stack. Cassidy G on the mark there. She wanted the break throw. Not there, and now she just throws it up. Oh, great
and
grab.
it's going to go over all their players. And a great grab there by the Vortex player. So Vortex now going to get a huge break there, take the lead 10-9.
So she wanted that break right from the start, and then Jessica Ho, realizing that that's what she wants, goes there and just makes a great grab over top. Huge swing for Vortex.
Yeah, and just like the beginning of the game, Vortex starts down 2 at the beginning of the half. Then they go on their own run. Now it's up to Eclipse with a little bit less time this time to perhaps find a run of their own and gain back some of that momentum.
Yeah, we have approximately 5 minutes left in the game, so if they want to come back, this is the point they have to do it in. Vortex definitely fired up. I'm sure we'll see a pretty similar look from their D-line.
Yeah, I can imagine they're going to throw out their zone just like every other point. It's been doing great for them so far this game. It's kept them in it. It's given Eclipse trouble all throughout, and I don't see why changing the strategy now is the right move.
So that'll be Shea Ursua with the pull for Vortex. Nice high pull, fading to the left side of the field here. And the cup instantly down there, putting pressure. Nice swing across the side. Fakes the throw over top. Oh,
Ooh,
nearly picked
wow.
off there.
That was a tiny window.
Oh, and the Vortex player gets a piece of it.
Yeah, great job there from the Vortex player to really see that coming into the middle and just get one hand in there and able to break it up.
Is it Diane Tolentino with the disc? Immediately takes a shot, but
Ooh,
Eclipse player is there.
Yeah, fantastic heads-up play there from the Eclipse player to see that one coming.
Potentially a game-saving play. So we'll see what this cup can do again. They've been absolutely pesky to this Eclipse handler set. Swings it over to the sideline. Takes a look. Oh, and she keeps her toes in. Nice focus there. And she puts it up, but that's going to sail out of bounds.
Unfortunately, not quite enough angle on that throw. That's going to give Vortex the short field turnover and a chance to really take a strong position with just under 5 minutes left here.
Melissa Sung jogging up to the disc. Nice grab there.
Oh, unfortunately, her shot just a little bit too far in front of her receiver.
Nice cut there, but yeah, as you said, just a little far. Gives Eclipse another chance here. Oh, and it just got stuck in her hand a little bit there, giving Vortex a short field position again.
Yeah, you can tell the players are starting to get a little bit nervous here as the game approaches the end. And they're able to find the goal. So Vortex in a commanding position now, up to 11-9 at the moment.
That's Mika Kirashi throwing the goal. And Eclipse looking a little dejected here. They still have a little bit of time. The horn hasn't gone yet, but it is probably going to go any second.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Eclipse, there's not much that Vortex has done really in that last point there to cause you to turn it over. It's just been the small things, rushing it just a little bit, shots just not quite where they need to be at the moment, and it's cost them that point.
The nice thing they can take away from this game is they do know that it was them, and it was those little mistakes that they can clean up. It's not that they're outmatched or anything. They just have to clean up the little things, and they'll definitely be able to compete.
Absolutely. So that horn just sounded, so this will be the final point, which means that Vortex will take this game over Eclipse, I believe giving them the top seed in their pool. And so, but Eclipse still not to be outdone. They'll be taking the second seed, and we'll hopefully look forward to seeing these two teams meet in the bracket perhaps later in the week, in a couple of days.
Yeah, lots of games still ahead this weekend. This was only day 1 of the round robin, so both these teams have a lot ahead of them. Vortex with the final pull of the game. Sailing out there. Disc will get centered. Vortex again with their zone. So Eclipse at this point really just wants to have a strong, smooth O point and finish the game on a high note.
Absolutely, it's gonna be very tough, especially now they know they're not really playing for much other than themselves here. But hopefully they also realize
Great
that they're
look
preparing
there.
themselves for the next few days.
Oh, nice try there. Vortex just with too much pressure there.
Yeah, great shot, but also a great box up by the defender there to really make it difficult on that receiver and ultimately cause her to fumble it.
April Horolano taking her time getting that disc. Vortex setting up in a horizontal stack. Not a lot of options, but she managed to get the break off. Swings it back to the middle.
Ooh.
Oh, nice try there.
Yeah,
A little bit
got
of a
her hands
bladey
on it,
throw,
yeah.
but so giving Eclipse a chance to finish this game off right.
Whoa.
Nice grab there, not letting anyone else take it.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise surprise there, and then she's gonna flip in the goal. So final score will read 11-10. Vortex not needing to win on Universe as they were up 2 when the hard cap sounded, and so they will take this game. They will take first seed in the pool, and I believe that's it. Unless there's a call on the field, I believe that's the end of the game.
Yeah, it looks like there's definitely some Vortex celebrations going on, so they will take it 11-10. Come back tomorrow. There will be lots of more exciting Junior Canadian Ultimate Championship play happening. We have our power pools decided now, so even tighter and more exciting games tomorrow.
Absolutely. I believe we open at 9 a.m. tomorrow with the crossover games. So teams in the lower bracket, so the 9 through 16, the top teams from there, will be trying to fight their way into that upper bracket, playing the lower teams of the top 8 bracket, and a chance to make it into quarters and go on to win the tournament. So a lot of exciting matchups happening tomorrow. I believe there's another 3 games for you guys to tune into. So check out the website, check out the Twitter, find out, and join us again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for more CUCs here in Brampton.
Thanks for tuning in.